I think it's time to take a second and talk about Pierre Poilievre. There's a big budget coming out from Mark Carney's Liberal government that is looking very heated and very controversial. Some estimates are that it is going to be in the $70 billion range. And you got the opposition and Pierre Poilievre calling for a cap of 42 billion hard cap. Here's the thing about Pierre Poilievre, okay? I have been running restaurants most of my adult life. I've been working in bars, working in restaurants, been general manager of a few. I've done every job from the bottom to the top, okay? I've also done other jobs. I've done lots of other things. I am way more qualified to do Pierre Poilievre's job than Pierre Poilievre is to do his own job. That's insane. If I was a conservative, if I believed in the conservative ideology and rhetoric, which I do not. Hypothetically, let's say I did. He being Pierre Poilievre is probably the worst person to be the leader of that party. You got a guy who's literally never held a job other than being a politician. And he's going up against a guy who is literally an economist and a good one, a good economist. And people, oh yeah, but he's not a politician. That's a good thing. The fact that you would go, oh, he's not a politician and think that was a negative means you are drinking the blue Kool-Aid. What the actual are we talking about here? Mark Carney understands economics. Mark Carney understands strategic partnerships. Pierre Poilievre knows how to write a slogan that a toddler can repeat. There is a big difference between the Canadian Politics for Dummies breaking things down and trying to make it so that lay people like myself who are not in parliament, who haven't studied economics, we're trying to break it down so people can understand what's happening. Pierre Poilievre makes all of his talking points nursery rhymes. Axe the tax. Like, the man didn't even win in his own riding. He had to go steal a seat from someone else. And someone online somewhere recently, in one of my videos on TikTok, I think, one of their comments about Pierre Poilievre stealing the seat was that, oh yeah, but Carney took someone else's seat. So yeah, but ahead of a regularly scheduled election. And he did it properly. Pierre Poilievre walked into a safe space, which conservatives purport to hate, but he walked into a safe space for conservatives so that he could go back to parliament and continue getting schooled by this guy, Carney. You went from leading in the polls when there was Mr. Trudeau at the top of the leaderboard for the Liberals. And I get it. 12 years of the same guy, conservatives still not getting your way. I get it. You're upset, whatever. But how did Pierre Poilievre go from leading in the polls and in like 1 month losing an election, and by a lot? Like, you were supposed to win, conservatives. So for you to be like, yeah, but he got more votes, doesn't matter. You didn't win the election and you were leading in the polls a month ahead of time. Pierre Poilievre's not your guy. Guys, listen, I'm for open debate. I love informed conversation and good faith conversation about politics and what's going on in our country. It matters because I have a child. I want her to grow up in a place that has opportunities for her when she becomes an adult. I want her to grow up in a place that environmentally can support life when she's an adult. And there's a grown-up in the room, and his name is Mark Carney. And if the best you are going to throw at the federal level is Pierre Poilievre and Andrew Scheer, conservatives are f***ed. You guys can do so much better. Conservatives have so many good points, and there's so much good about having the style of parliament we have where open debate can happen. But when you got a guy in there just being an asshole and stirring the pot and not actually bringing salient points forward for you, he's doing you such a disservice. If you're the conservatives, get rid of this guy. What is wrong with you people? The Liberals, there was some debate about Trudeau at the end. I get it, whether you're on one side or the other. I am not technically a Liberal supporter. I voted Liberal because Pierre Poilievre. I didn't want MAGA North. I still don't, okay? Carney and the Liberals, the lesser of two evils in my particular opinion, but they do a lot more good than they do bad. Do I think another party can do better? Absolutely. I don't want to get it too far down that rabbit hole. I don't support the Liberals necessarily, okay? I am an unfortunate voter of Liberals because the alternative is Pierre Poilievre or Andrew Scheer or someone of that ilk. Find a new angle, guys. Conservatives, what the f*** are you on about?